Hey guys, and welcome back to Become a God. We're going to continue our climb to God rank. I'm going to continue playing the green-blue jump, simply because it's the deck I have the most experience with at the moment. And, you know, jump decks have worked very well for me in the past. So I want to continue playing this deck to try and get to God rank, which is a bit of advice I give to everyone. If there's a deck that you're very comfortable with, or a deck you've had a lot of experience with, it might be worth trying to use that deck to get to God rank, because that experience will pay off when you're in your matches. So let's get into the games, and hopefully we can get enough stars to build up towards the next episode and get that God rank. Alright guys, into our first match. Looking pretty good here with these two at the start. I get the Water Elemental on turn 1. I'm going to throw the Ninja Toad away. I could have kept it as a piece of removal, but I wanted to find something else. Maybe Frogify is actually pretty good because I'm going to be able to use this early. Maybe some power-ups to start building towards my forests. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Battletoad's pretty good keep as well. So it's just in case Water Elemental gets answered, we can rebuild onto the board very quickly again. So I'm pretty happy with how this hand has started out. Alright. You know, I was reading the comments for you guys on about will it work, and Ostrogoth stopping the wells. I completely forgot about that. That's something that didn't even occur to me. It's not uncommon for us to forget things about cards when they're not used very often. The last time I used Doomgate before that video, about a year ago, maybe less than a year, but it was a very long time ago, so it's hard for me to remember that ability actually existed. So good shout out to the commenter there pointing that out. It's pretty funny, I think. Right, we are in a very interesting position. I'm going to take a forest here. I'm going to jump down to the back, just stay out of range of this guy. And let's build two Battletoads, because if the Triton Warrior wants to kill a Battletoad, I'll use my second Battletoad to finish it off. That is the plan. Alternatively, I could just make this into a 5/5, but then I play quite heavily into Aurora. But if I make two Battletoads, is it just the same? That's the question. If we play two Battletoads and Aurora does come down, it's going to 4 life. I think the 5/5's okay. I'll also make it a 3/7 and then use Frogify on it. You know, I'd rather force my opponent to have an answer than set up a Frogify on a Triton Warrior. There might be higher value targets in the future that I'll want to use Frogify on. So let's just sit back, let's relax, let's just see if my opponent does have an answer. Now, if this is a Dreamweaver deck or if it's the blue-green jump, it's going to want to build special lands. Like double neutral is going to be quite awkward. I could have made a 3/5 actually. I think 3/5 might have been better. Because if this did get Aurora... Oh, well, it actually can't be Aurora, can it? Because Aurora would be too expensive. It needs 3 lakes. So we'd need a Water Elemental, somehow gain additional Faeria. So I played around Aurora, and he couldn't even do it. Oh my goodness. Sometimes my brain just defaults back to Aurora being 2 lands, because it was basically... Such a massive part of the game for so long. It's hard. It's sometimes difficult for me to readjust. Now we are in a very good position here because we can go Triton Warrior in this position. Now if this double neutrals across and collects, I can double neutral up, and then I can Frogify because I will have enough lakes. I think the 5/5 still a solid play. Like alternatively, I could have went for a 3/5. I have this jump over them, Frogify this, but I wouldn't have had. Is this Aurora now? Oh, Emperor's Command. Okay. I still can kill this with the Water Elemental if I want to, and then just set up Battletoads. It's pretty good, I think. Take a lake here. Yeah, we'll finish this guy off. for the Battletoads. Now, if Aurora was to come down, I could use Frogify as a way to finish it off. Use this little frog and then go for my last land, probably here to set up double collection. Well, my last land for Yakapult at least, I'll probably go for another land here just to make sure I can double collect off the right hand side. And then I can Yakapult in this position and start pew-pewing. Goes for double neutral, so this is gonna die for sure. I mean, Phantasm's probably the best line here. I think I mean, I think Aurora's fine, but Phantasm's pretty solid because Phantasm will turn this into a 5/5. Beirut, okay. Gonna turn all these into lakes. I think I have to Frogify this preemptively because it just sets up Dreamweaver. This looks mono at the moment and Dreamweaver could be the win condition, and I need to respect that. So let's clear this guy out. Go for the Frogify. Into that Yakapult. Now I could have Yakapulted here, actually. But my opponent would just land in this position and jump here. So it's not really worth it. Yeah, it's not really worth it, just because my opponent would. I could have forced my opponent to build land, but at this point I just want to apply pressure because these Yaks are going to have to be answered. And you know, they can receive power-ups to help them push damage, apply more pressure. Water Alley going to come down. So Water Alley could have just come down anyway and made a land, and then the frog would have jumped across. Now I have Ninja Toad. That's a very good pickup. And I will take my last land here. To that double collection. Take another collection here. Eat up this. To protect the Yakapult. And yeah, we're in a pretty solid position here. Opponent's got a good amount of Faeria to work with, but we're floating 2 Faeria into the next turn. Frog's just going to jump down and double collect. Very interesting. Maybe a Phantasm's going to come down. I got to push 6 damage minimum next turn with just a Yak and the Frog, but if I was to throw 2 damage from the Yakapult as well. Aurora's trick. Getting tricky. So I draw a power up and I'm very sad, but no power up found. This is a problem. This is definitely a problem. Let's take a draw. Right, we're going in, guys. Yep, we're just gonna smoke now. Now my opponent needs Frogify to kill my Triton. But I can still push another 6 damage on the follow-up turn with the Warrior and the Yak. And that is the plan. And what I might do then is make a land next to my opponent's orb and just play a Yakapult right next to it. Yep, Frogify. Forcing my opponent to have the answer there. Really need to stick a creature in front of the orb. I think it's a bit greedy if you don't do it because the Triton Warrior is just going to go in and love life. Doesn't want to make land for me. I don't like land being made for me there. Let's see what happens. Thinking about aggressive lands as well. Yeah, I don't like land being made. It's just, it's not good. So now, Elderwood, 8 damage. 7. Okay. So the plan is, hopefully, my opponent doesn't have enough to finish off both my creatures and I can get lethal. Now, the one thing I need to consider is the reach of these creatures. So if I was to buff this with an Elderwood Embrace, there's 7 damage that can go into this yak. If I was to Elder with this, only 5 damage can go into this warrior, but the frog will clear the yak quite easily. And I've already used my ninja toad. So do I split my power, or do I go all in on one? Or splitting the power is a little better in some ways because it plays around Frogify. But I'm gonna put it all on this guy, and the reason is because I'm forcing my opponent to have enough damage to kill this, or at least have that transform effect. So I'm kind of rolling the dice here, hoping that my opponent doesn't have the answer, and I can just finish the game with this warrior. Even if this doesn't finish the game for me, as long as my opponent loses everything in this fight, I can go land here if I want, and then play Yakapult in this position to deal that last 2 damage to finish things off. Now my opponent could alternatively collect Lake Dream Reaver and heal, and put a Dream Reaver right next to my orb, and that would be a way for my opponent to set up lethal. So yeah, so Lake here, Dream Reaver, hit me down, heal. Oh no, actually, it wouldn't be able to set up lethal because you'll have to heal. But could start chipping away at me with that Dream Reaver, or even playing a defensive position. Okay, is that just a Frogify? Radiance. Not enough. Not enough, guys. That's going to be the win. And there we have it. Feels good, guys. First win of the day for me as well. I did play a warm-up game beforehand, which I would have won. Chief Bromdom and I kind of agreed in Discord that I would have won that game, but my internet was cut, which is really sad. But there we have it. First win. Taking down a Mono Blue Jumping Reaver. We have a lot more pressure, a lot more tempo than that deck. It's kind of quite slow, so it is in our favour. Euro Restricted actually worked out quite nice, but I made the decision to just go in, and I think that was a very good decision in some ways, just because I didn't have to deal with the Yakapult. I could just try and get that victory as quickly as possible. Let's get into another match, and hopefully we can continue this win. Alright guys, into another match. Gonna keep the Water Elemental. And another Water Elemental. So lots of lakes already. Which plays very nicely into the Aurora. So looking pretty good. It would have been very cool if we could have had turn 2 there. Go straight into the double Water Elemental. But now we can start building towards our Frog Tosser. Oh, this is going to be a very fast Frog Tosser. I'm going to be able to collect here. I can forest again. I can lake, and I kind of had the perfect land setup. Forests in the middle, lakes on the wells. That's how you want to roll this deck. And then we have enough forests to do everything, which is going to be really good. Goes for Explore into potentially another Lake Triton Warrior, perhaps. If we do see a creature come down here, I was tempted to build up this way, but what I'm going to do now, instead, I'm just going to go to the other side. I want to be able to challenge this this elemental, this Battletoad that comes on this side. So yeah, let's do this. Let's just get this other lake down, and look at that Frog Tosser gonna come down turn 3, turn 4. Turn 4. Turn 4 Frog Tosser. And it looks like we're in a mirror at the moment. Yep, it's looking like the mirror. Now I can Frog Tosser. This is actually pretty good because I can now Frog Tosser this and then put a frog on this tile. Actually, I don't like that so much. Maybe I don't bother. I can double neutral jump Aurora Overgrowth Tower and kill this instead. And then keep the Frog Tosser. I might get better use out of it. I don't necessarily need it right now, because my options are I can Frog Tosser one of these. I make a 2-2, but the 2-2 still lives. Frogify, they trade, and then when there's no frog... Yeah, so let's just say we go... Let's just do this line. Let's try it out. The reason I like this line is because if I force my opponent to Frogify, and they trade, so my opponent Frogifies here, and they trade, that leaves just this frog on its own, which means if I can Frog Tosser this on its own, the chances of my little 2-2 living after is going to be better. I didn't like the position my 2-2 went in. It's 100% guaranteed going to go here. And regardless of which frog I killed, I'm still going to have this 2-2 be able to just trade off with it. Not what I want. If I can get value at my 2-2, I want to go for it. Now, alternatively, I could have Guidance, but I still left the 3-7 in this position, which, again, I didn't quite like, you know, because the 3-7 could just move here and clear this guy out. So, yeah, goes for a trade. Doesn't even need the Frogify. I'm hoping this is a pass. If this is a pass, we're in a very good position. Oh, more Battletoads. Okay. So we can kill this off at least. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, let's do that. So let's take care of this guy. We can then Frog Tosser. So I'll Frog Tosser from this side in case this gets cleared. And we will Frog Tosser this one. Lands on the forest. I like it. And then we're gonna... Do we preemptively power this up? I don't think so. I can actually power up this now and not move my Aurora. Yeah, that worked out really well for us. Simply because now my Aurora still is a threat as a 2-2 with that Overgrowth Tower in play. I keep calling it Overgrown Tower. I keep calling it Overgrown Tower. This 2-2 can now just clear out my Water Elemental, but I have the Frog Tosser in the position to collect anyway, so I'm in a tri-collection position. There's no way my opponent's going to be able to Frog Tosser me back this turn, which is pretty fantastic, to be honest. And then I can use the last charge of my tower to put my other frog up to a 4-4, just making it more difficult. Oh, nice little Ninja Toad there. Oh wow, I would have loved to have seen value there. I didn't go for it. Interesting. I was really expecting a value clear. Okay, we can take a draw. We're in a very good position. Yakapult. Fantastic. Alright. It's looking good. And I am... Do I tower this? Because if Frog Tosser comes down and hits this, it'll put the Frog Tosser at 2 life. Let's say Frog Tosser comes down here. But then again, I could save the tower to kill the frog. So let's wait. That actually works out better. Because if the Frog Tosser kills Aurora, I can just use the Overgrowth Tower to finish it off. Frog Tosser kills this frog. It's actually not going to spawn a frog. If it kills this frog... Yeah, this is such a good position for us, guys. Because now, look at this. We can actually just tower this instead. We actually collect here. We can tower this guy. Guidance this. And there we have it. It was a pretty miserable position to be in. You know, we were able to get that Frog Tosser down very early with that land ramp. Being able to Frog Tosser first. Massive initiative swing in our favor. And yeah, fantastic. That Overgrown Tower as well, doing a lot of work in helping us sustain the board. Let's get into another one. Alright guys, another game. Let's throw all these away. Want that Water Elemental start. Didn't find it, unfortunately. Actually, this is a very slow hand. But at least we had the Shifting Octopus. At least we have something we can build towards in the early game. Let's see what our opponent's doing. Hopefully not Smorking. Smorking would not be good for us right now. Goes for a forest into a Bone Collector. So this could potentially be Sack. This could be green-red. Lots of different archetypes use this card now. I mean, I even use it in green-yellow Avengers. Green-red Salamander uses it. Tricolor Salamander decks can use it as well. Green-yellow Sacrifice. Bone Collector Used to just be a card we'd see in Green Yellow Sack, but over time now it's starting to show up in other archetypes. But yeah, looking good. Going for a very slow start. So the one thing about this green-red deck, it does play in a similar style to Sacrifice in some ways, because its win condition is Yakapult. And it'll just sit back and it'll relax, and it's gonna let me come to the orb and try and kill it. It's not gonna be playing very aggressive. It's kind of just what the deck gets up to. I'm gonna take another jumper actually, because next time I can explore Lake and then just start double collecting, because this is probably gonna move here and just move out of the way, which is fine. I don't want to move. I don't want to jump into this position, because I could explore Lake into this position, but I give initiative to the Bone Collector, and this deck does run Salamander, it does run Power Up, so I have to be very, very careful. Probably just going to sit back and wait for that Frog Tosser, if I'm honest. Yeah, right now, both of us just collecting Faeria, waiting for the opportune moment to strike. And like I said, it's probably going to be Frog Tosser for me. That's the card that's going to help. Now, I have a lot of power-ups in hand, which is actually really good, because this deck, unless it's running Crystal Flower, it may not run. Oh, wow, okay. That's actually pretty good. I think my opponent knows that I cannot power up because I don't have the right amount of land for it, but that does change if I draw the Water Elemental, so I can actually just take this out now. The Water Elemental is going to allow me to get up there, and I can Frog Tosser on top of that, so I could go for a very big tempo line. My opponent could be running Firestorm. Very possible. So I'm not going to Frog Tosser just yet. Do I go for the Elderwood? I think, yeah, I feel we go for Elderwood here. Just get a bulky creature. We'll pass. I don't want to play the Firestorm, like I said. Frog Tosser in the 1/1 doesn't feel like it's worth it. I might get punished now. Maybe my opponent has like a big Salamander combo. Let's see if I get punished. I'm not sure if that was the correct decision, but I guess we'll find out. Gemshell Tortoise. All right, what's he digging for? Tephra. So I did get punished. Massive punish there with that Tephra play. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of big creatures about that I can't really handle. Let's take a draw. Frogify, okay. We can collect. I can clear this. I can Frogify this guy and take him out. Frog Tosser this puts a 2/2 in this position. Will allow me to Guidance and finish this off, and then I can just go for Frog Toss. I can just go for Frogify this turn. It's 8, 9, 10. I don't have enough Faeria to do that because I went for the draw. So I can't Frog Tosser. I can go for the Frogify, which I will. Just so I keep my pressure on this side more than anything. I don't want to lose the right side to that Gemshell Tortoise, because currently the Willow isn't a huge threat. And Water Elemental can just kill the 6/1 now. That's absolutely fine. Divine Guardians. Very interesting. Not a card I was really expecting. Oh, that's a big elemental. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a very big elemental. Yeah, that's a problem. That definitely is a problem. Okay. I still don't mind Frog Tosser on this. So let's clear. Let's take the Faeria. I'm gonna go down here, get the Yakapult down, and then we're just gonna Frog Tosser this guy. That's gonna build the 2/2 frog in this position. Tephra can come down now, we can clear one of them, but then I can use the guidance to finish it off, or just use another Frog Tosser. Now it might be worth investing everything into this Yakapult now. Just going for the Yakapult wing condition. Oh, now I can Frog Tosser this and shoot it with the Yakapult. That works out. That's pretty good. This Willow's a big problem. I do need to find Frogify. That is ideal. And I hope this doesn't get answered. If this moves back, I'm in a bit of trouble because I won't have enough space to generate both a yak and a frog. I do like Divine Guardian just coming in here, just making things awkward. Although, my opponent might not be thinking about both Frog Tosser and Frogify. That is a possibility. So we can jump here, collect, Frog Tosser this, finish it off, and then +1 into guidance and finish this guy off. Unless I just want to put the frog in the way, but then my opponent gets a value clear on my little frog. So yeah, we probably just want to do it this way. Go for the guidance. I mean, we could take a draw because if we pick up Overgrown Tower, we're going to be in the best position. Didn't find it, but yeah, we can just finish this guy off now. And yeah, we're in a good position. We're going to still be double collecting. And yeah, we're going to have the Yakapult continue to cause trouble. Now, our biggest problem is an opposing Frog Tosser coming down and taking out the Yakapult. Ideally, we don't want that to happen because I want to double Elderwood this Yakapult next turn if I can. So no Frog Tosser. Oh, Firestorm's pretty bad. Maybe I should have left the have I left the Tephra? Maybe I should have just double powered up my Yakapult there. Sagami Warrior, oh my goodness. Too much pressure. Too many weenies. Aurora, let's take a draw. Guidance, alright, we'll pass. Very slim chance of winning this game. I'll look at my next draw and then I'll make a call. Yeah, that's not looking good, is it, guys? I think this is gonna be game. Two Divine Guardians, a Yakapult, a 6/9 Willow. I can get a Triton Warrior here and potentially defend off. Nope. Alright, we'll take the Triton Warrior. I'm not optimistic. But, yeah, we got healing. I guess we could sustain for a little while. But like I said, not optimistic. See what my opponent gets up to. This turn might decide if I surrender or not. I mean, if the warrior gets answered, I 100% surrender. So if we see a Frog Tosser, yeah, surrendering will happen. Yakapult. Yeah. So there we have it. An 8-11 Yakapult. Going to finish us off there. The win streak is over. We're now 2-1. Looks very slow climbing up the God rank at the moment. Let's keep going. Alright guys, another match. Not too good last time. You know, we overrun by a kind of greedier deck, but I feel that matchup is more in their favour just because of Firestorm. Firestorm is an absolute nightmare for us to deal with. I'm just going to throw away the Elderwood Embrace actually. This is not bad. I was hoping to find maybe an Aurora, maybe a Frogify, just to go down the... Just to go down a triple lake path, because I wanted to go lake instead of going like lake forest, because I don't really like playing forests on my wells. But we're playing against Rush now, unfortunately, so I'm hoping it's Yellow Rush. I really don't mind playing against Yellow Rush. Red Rush, on the other hand, oh man, this deck's a nightmare to play against. I want to get down a Shifting Octopus as a 5/5, just to be able to challenge a Crumbling Golem or potential Queen's Guard that comes down. Taking a mountain here is very interesting, actually. I'm going to do this. Let's stick this as a 5/5. Against Rush, I would have had a pretty good match, just because I have the Shifting Octopus and I have two of them now. So I set up two Taunters just to keep Yellow Rush at bay to get enough time to get Frog Tosser down. But Red Rush is a little harder, I find. I don't like playing against this, simply because Queen's Guard's at 6 life, and it's not easy for me to get to 6 damage unless I pick up that Aurora. Slower play coming out for the Axe Grinder. Just want to be able to challenge this Octopus. It's understandable, actually. Into a Grimguard. I'm taking value. Unless he Gift of steals it, I'm just going to take the value on the Grimguard. Yeah. We're going for the value. Jump here. Now, do I invest into a more durable collector on the left-hand side? Like, I could go for like a 3/7 on the left-hand side, and then at least I know that creature is going to stick around and harvest Faeria for me. Because the Battletoads are very vulnerable to removal. Like Cypher's Wrath, Firestorm, Flameburst, you name it. Alright guys, I lost the end of my turn there, unfortunately, because I had a disconnect, but now... Double Axe Grinder. So it looks like Flameburst was the answer to my Octopus. Now I'm in a decent position, simply because I have Frog Tosser next turn. Actually, I have Frog Tosser this turn, if I really want it. You know what? Why not? Let's just get a Frog Tosser down now, and let's just finish off one of the Axe. Oh, I do open myself up to Firestorm. I don't want to play around Firestorm, to be honest. I don't know why. I just not keen on playing around it at the moment. But yeah, we're gonna go for the Frog Tosser. Let's do it. All right. Let's see if there is a Firestorm, because if there is a Firestorm, you know, I've been playing this match very wrong, but it looks like Red Rush, and Red Rush generally don't run Firestorm. Goes for a Flame Burst, into another Axe Grinder. And yeah, I have a full clear on board now with that of a Frog Tosser, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, I'm not in a position to jump and collect any Faeria. But yeah. Let's just finish this off. And the great thing about this for us is the fact that my opponent's going to be Faeria starved, and I have the Aurora to follow up. So I can go for a follow-up Aurora and basically kill anything that's played. All the Axe Grinders are gone now. So just going to go for the Cypher's Wrath. We're still collecting. Feels good, guys. That's a really good draw for us. Shifting Octopus is not bad, but I feel like I could just go for Yakapult now. Draw or land? I like land. Because the land sets up a double collector on the left-hand side for us. It's pretty good. I'm forcing my opponent then to invest resources onto this frog just so I can't double collect every turn. And let's just say, for argument's sake, this gets removed. I can just go for Aurora in between the wells. Oh, don't even need to. Let's go. We're going in, guys. Just gonna hit nice 8 damage to the orb there. Setting up lethal with these two guys. So I can go double neutral, move, hit, and that's gonna be lethal. So forcing a reactive play from an aggressive player is always a good thing if you're in a safe position. At 16 life, I'm pretty safe. I'm not gonna die anytime soon. Yeah, so this puts me in a fantastic position. I think that's just going to be the towel. Like, my opponent could remove the yak and the frog, but still never 8 damage to the orb next turn. Unless it's like a crystal flower, like land crystal flower slows things down, but it still puts me in a position where I just keep throwing damage at my opponent. And yeah, well, there we have it. Double neutral. Move. 1, 2, and that's going to be lethal. Yakapult winning yet another game. Such a good card. And I'm surprised it took so long for us to figure out how good this card really is. But there we have it, taking down Red Rush. I was a little afraid at the start. Did have a disconnect. But still able to hold on, take that win. Let's get into our final game. Final game. Let's get a win on the board. That's what I'm gearing towards. Just another victory. And no more shifting octopuses again. Hopefully playing against Rush. Like, I'm very happy to go against Rush with these octopuses. I kept one octopus because my plan is to go Lake. Maybe go Forest here. And then collect and Lake on this spot. But in case I am playing against Rush, I do have now two very good options against that deck. I've seen a lot of blue players today. A couple of Rush players, mostly blue, apart from, and well, even that green-red deck had blue in it. It was a green-red-blue deck. So blue once again picking up in popularity. Excited to see what comes of the new expansion, and you know what tools blue will get. Will we see a new archetype? Will blue jump get more tools going forward, the blue-green variant, or maybe even the mono-blue variant? Be cool to see the expansion of all the existing decks and what new archetypes come from it. And if you look at the Oversky's lifespan, we've had a lot of different archetypes being developed. We had like old ones staying around, like Red Combat. We also had the Yellow Tempo, Yellow Rush. Red Rush, like those stuck around, but then we have like a blue-green ramp. Then we had like blue-green jump once ramp got nerfed. Green yellow sacrifice came back into popularity. We've had these new tricolor Yakapult decks come about. So there's a lot of different decks that are being played since the Oversky expansion. This is a tough one. I could just trade, and I could just play a Shifting Octopus as a 3/7. Or maybe I just go for the Taunt. I like the 3/7. I don't mind taking a bit of damage at this point. If I can take a value clear on the Air Elemental and maybe kill something else as well. This Octopus has done very good work. And I still have another Octopus in hand. Which means I can, you know, I could just go for a Taunt one next time. Like, I can move here, kill the 4/2, and then make a Taunt one in this position. Well, maybe not. Actually, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to clear this, go for a lake, and then go for the Battletoads instead. Hoping the Battletoad will get the clear on the air elemental, and then we can keep this 3-5, do some extra work, taking out some more followers and monks. Another prayer. Oof, this is a good start for Yellow Rush, that's for sure. Goes for a soul drain. I'm just going to push some orb damage this turn. I'm going to take the clear and take the Faeria. Interesting. Takes a draw. Demon. Another follower. Okay. Into a demon. Alright. This puts me in a very interesting position. Because now I need to kill this. I don't really have a way to do it. So I'm probably just going to do this instead. Go for the clear on this guy and then take a Frogify. Just because I don't want the... If that demon killed my octopus and lived, such a pain in the backside for me to kill it then with 1 life. Oh man, this Yellow Rush is tearing me to pieces. A double prayer is pretty crazy, to be honest. There's not a lot I can do about double prayer, unfortunately. Alright, we're going to +1. Take the battle. Oh, the Battletoads is so weak. Let's go for the taunt. I don't actually like any of my plays right now. I think all my plays are bad. Battletoad is vulnerable to removal. This octopus is vulnerable to Choking Sands and Last Nightmare, but I've just seen a Choking Sands, so I'm hoping it lives. I really am. Crystal Flower, yeah. Just gonna keep knocking me in the face here. Into Iona. Beloved by all, so I'm told. Can't really kill this. I actually don't know how the fight interaction works with Iona because I've never had to do it. Wind Soldier. Yeah, just clearing the board. And that's going to be it for this episode. Not much progress, unfortunately. I cannot see me winning this. Yeah, that's going to be game. And yeah. Unfortunately, my opponent had a very good start. Air Elemental, double Prayer, Monk, double Demon. Not a lot I can do against that, unfortunately. But that is going to wrap up this episode. That wraps up this episode of Become a God. As you can see, it's a very competitive climb into God rank. I'm playing against fantastic players who are giving me a lot of trouble this time getting up to the God rank. I'm hoping I can get there before the end of the season. Blue-green jump has definitely been good, but I feel now that I'm not making any progress with the deck anymore, so I'm going to actually change things up for next episode. Not sure what to play yet, but we will see. We'll find out next episode. Maybe I'll go for Rush. Maybe I'll go down the dark side. I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll find out next episode. If you like this video, give that thumbs up. Haven't already, drop subscribe. Keep up to date when our content goes live. Should check out Will It Work? And of course, I know I keep mentioning it. New series for Faeria. If you have any ideas or any suggestions of what decks I can play, be sure to drop them. I do have Will It Work ready for this week. I've already made a deck, and there's actually a community member named Camisource who sent me a message on Discord, sent me a deck, and it reminded me of a deck from long ago. Very suspicious. So what deck do I have in store? You guys will find out very, very soon. So until next time, guys, take care, and I hope you continue to enjoy me playing the blue-green jump.